Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. Honey, this is the early morning review. Honey, y'all know I ain't never up this early reviewing no show. And guess where I'm at? I'm in the bed, honey, because I'm not woke yet all the way. But I'm still here. This is the only time I had to review Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because tonight, when I get off work, I have to do Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then tomorrow, I got to do College Hill. So, thank you to those who are up with me at 10 a.m. on this Tuesday morning, okay, to review what is Love and Marriage Huntsville and also Love and Marriage DC, okay? Yes, I know it's a pop up. It's a early. It's a good morning, everything. Okay. Thank you to Venetia. We'll consider for becoming a member. Good morning, Linda Gamble. Good morning. Okay. Now, look, this would not be a long live or whatever because I have to still get ready for work and I cannot be more than like an hour and a half on this covering these two shows for Love and Marriage Huntsville and Love and Marriage DC. Look, it is so much going on, honey. I was like, girl, just get up in the morning and get on and get your review done because if not, when it's gonna happen, I don't know. But y'all know one thing for sure: I will not be on camera because I am in the bed. 'Cause I just did not feel like getting up and get on the computer. And thank God I have the technology to be able to go live from my bed while getting work done, while checking emails and all of that. Okay, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's say good morning. It's Judy after 7 p.m. Pacific, 7 a.m. Pacific time. Glad since I'm on my way to work. Well, good morning on your way to work and everything. Okay, good morning. And please like the live. Y'all know go ahead around here and subscribe to my channel. Y'all come on in over here and subscribe now. Okay, become a whole JayBird, Don, okay, and Don and whatnot. Y'all know to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG and on Twitter and stuff. Okay, y'all know like, comment, subscribe, and all of those good things I say every time. Okay, or it's 9 a.m. in Texas. Yes, it'll be 10 o'clock here. But I've been woke since 9. But I didn't want to go live that early because I was barely woke. Y'all know I ain't go to bed like 4. So, I had a couple hours of sleep and here we are. Okay. But good morning to everyone who's popping in to this morning live. Okay. Because, yeah, and I have energy, y'all. Who has energy? Y'all know I'm a night owl. To me, waking up this early is ghetto. Okay, it is ghetto. Who wants to go here? No one wants to go here. I be I'm just so much of a night owl. I'm not a morning person at all, honey. But I'm like, no, honey, get the work done. Because I'm like, if I don't do it now, when I'm gonna be able to do it? And I can't do it on a car conversation because I have to look at my notes to see what I wanted to talk about for this show. So again, I will not be on camera. I am on my phone, so I hope y'all can hear me and I sound clear, clear, clear. I hope my fan ain't blowing too much and whatnot because, again, I'm trying to still get things done and be professional now, okay? Oh, but good morning from DMV. Good morning from New Jersey. Okay, good morning all across the globe, okay? So let's get into Love and Marriage DC first, okay? Now, first of all, I love this new thumbnail that I did. I love the color of it all. Okay, the goldenness and the purpleness. Okay, the light lackness. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to make sure that my thumbnails look presentable. You know what I'm saying? They look different. Okay, because I want folks to know that's Jaylee's Corner and whatnot. Okay, but first, let's see. There were some new looks in the confessionals. Okay, I seen who was it? Chris. Okay, Chris around here with some new looks. Okay, he got two whole new suits. Okay, two new suits, and it was cute or whatever. I guess we're gonna let it be what it is. Now, Ashley also has some new looks, but I'm looking at my thing and I don't see hers. I could have swore it was in here, honey, but I guess I was tripping, or did I delete it, honey? Who knows? Anyway, so I don't have Ashley's two new looks, but these are Chris's two new looks. And for Chris, this is the thing I feel about, the confessional looks for the guys. I was talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville before, and I was saying how, Lewis suits always look frumpy like he's a goddamn on deacon on a deacon board. And it don't be cute or whatever, and it be needing to be fixed. So what I can appreciate is the fact that Chris out here and his suits look, elegant. Okay, they don't look cheap because Chris is also a big and tall man too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is what I mean when I say I wish that I wish girl Lewis on Huntsville dressed a little bit better. Okay. Now we also have Monique, okay, and Arena, okay, and Jamie in their new looks. I love this orange dress on Monique and her hair. Okay, it's really, really cute. Okay, it's giving, you know what I'm saying, futuristic, but also, you know what I'm saying, black elegance at the same time for Miss Monique. And for Jamie and Chris, I was like, okay, I guess everybody going to some kind of ball and they in ball gowns because that's just what they do, and we're gonna leave that be because it is what it is. But I was like, sometimes I be feeling like, why y'all just didn't do something different? They ain't want to do nothing different. No. Well, okay, we're gonna leave that be. But again, I think Monique's look is the best. Okay. Let's see. Chris has the money to get a good suit. Very well fitted for a big man. I agree. And I feel like Lewis gotta have a couple of dollars. I was look, get you a couple of dollars, get you a good 2, 3 suits. Okay, get a good 2, 3 suits, and then just rotate them. Okay, rotate the pants and the jacket and the shirt. It can work, but I swear, I see Lewis clothes look like he got it instant because he's on the deacon board. Okay, I am so mad that I do not have um Ashley's 2 new confessional looks. So I have to show those next week. Okay, on my review for next week. But let's get into the show. So again, I don't have any screenshots from the episode for this particular show because I ain't feel like it. I ain't feel like doing it. Okay. Oh, good morning from the East Coast. Okay, yeah, because I'm on the East Coast. Well, I'm in Michigan. So yeah, it's 10 o'clock here. The lapel on the black suit jacket gives a little something for Chris. Chris be like, I'm gonna be a little bit fancy. I'm be a little bit fancy. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, good morning. I like the front of Mo's hair. Is that back straight? I think it is. She ain't turned around, so I'm not sure. So we're gonna have to see how, what she got going on later on this season, her hair. So let's get into the episode. So let's see. We see the beginning with Monique and Chris. Okay, Monique is now doing her morning show, and she's also on there like in current time now. So that was before, but she's still there on the morning show there. And so Chris is having to handle the kids in the morning because Monica's gone from like, probably around 4 o'clock in the morning to like, maybe like 10 when the morning show is done. So Chris is handling things at home with the kids, cooking breakfast or whatever. And Chris tells Monique once she gets home later on how proud he is of her because she's doing what she wants to do. She's taking the bull by the horn. She's chasing her dreams. Okay. And the kids like, Daddy, we want some pancakes. He can't make no damn pancakes or whatever. So he also brought up how it feels like he coaching a football team who just don't listen to him because kids don't listen. But again, it's so good to see, as Monique said, that the fact that he stepped up and helped like he should have. Because Chris wasn't always the best one around the house to help do this and that. So she's proud of him as well for him going up, stepping up, whatever, and allowing her to shine. Allowing her to do what she wants to do when he handles things at home. And even though that is a thing that should not be like, oh, he allow. It's like, well, no, I do think people have to get, if that's not Chris's usual role, it is a good thing that when things change, he was able to step up and do that. Cause some people like, I ain't doing all that. Hire somebody. I got shit to do. Okay, leave me be or whatever. And so it's cool that Chris. Chris loves his family and he loves his wife. So I think that's a good thing just in general. Okay. Good morning, JayBird crew. We in here. Good morning. Okay, the little baby didn't listen to him. That all because kids don't listen to the daddy. They don't listen to the daddy. It be like, where mama at? Okay, so it's cool to see them in a better place. Monique even bringing up how people think things have come easy to her, as far as her getting on this radio show, but she's been working hard, over the years trying to get things done with her podcast and this and that and that and this. And I think a lot of people sometimes do think, oh, it's easy for so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, or whoever to, get this job or get that job or, to grow or whatever. It takes hard work. Y'all see me up at 10 o'clock in the morning doing work from my bed because I got to get ready for work at by 11:30 and then go to be work all day, then come home and do Housewives of Atlanta. Watch out. What I'm saying? It takes time and effort to put in to get to a point where things may come a little bit easier. So I appreciate Monique, saying chasing her dreams. Okay, now we then see Ashley. Ashley is working on a book. Okay, and I was like, okay, I guess so. Whatever. Y'all know I don't look. It's not that I don't like Ashley. I just need Ashley to explain and be honest about the fact that for some reason she don't like winter and haven't liked winter since forever. But for no real reason besides she feel like winter may be uptight. Okay. Because Ashley brought me the wrong way just for how it just seemed like from the beginning she had issue with winter and it just did not make sense to me. I don't get when someone has an issue with somebody for no reason. So that's why I'm like, I just need that explanation to like where did the heat come from the start, okay? If I can't see where the heat came from, it confuses me. So she writing a book, okay, because she brings up how she also has insecurities or whatever that she will open up about in her book that she dedicated her 20s to being a wife and a mom. So now she's like, I need to have time for myself, and that's also part of what I wanted to talk about. She speaks on how she was diagnosed with depression. That people don't know that was shocking to me, but that also to me shows you never know what someone's going through because as mean and rude as she be to ask, you would think she'd be nicer because she dealing with depression. You never know what someone's going through, but I guess everybody different. Now it's weird because you know what I'm saying she brings up how, the issues of winter kind of put her in a bad headspace, kind of put her in a place where she could not be positive. And y'all know that is dangerous for somebody who's dealing with depression. Because if you fall down that rabbit hole, it can get crazy. So, she's like, that's a hard thing for me. And I get that. But again, I'm like, lady, it's athlete, girl, mother, wife, daughter, writer, podcaster. You can't make it seem like Ashley put you in the head. I mean that winter put you in a headspace of not being positive when it wasn't you who was actively still feeling some kind of way about her. So it's weird because before Ashley said or did anything directly to you, you didn't like her. So you was already in a negative headspace, in my opinion, okay? So when we later on see her at her photo shoot for the book, and the book is gonna be called "Do That Shit." And that's what she said. The book gonna be called. Now I don't know what stores gonna put that on the shelves because I don't think do bookstores put books on shelves that have cussing words in it. I don't think they supposed to. Maybe it's gonna say ish or maybe SHI. And maybe the I be covered. But I'm like, I don't think if you put the word shit on there, it may not get picked up. But again, Monique comes by to talk to her, support her at the photo shoot for the book. And Monique brings up how I get your point about how you were a mom or whatever. Now you want to do for you, and how you just had to kind of grow out of your uncomfortableness to be different and whatnot. Okay, and Monique brings up because for her at one point she realized that everything about her was tied to Chris. You know what I'm saying? So it was all surrounded of Chris, 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 Chris. You know what I'm saying? I'm Chris wife or whatever. And like I have my own, I'm my own person. In case I had to kind of find myself. And again, I think that's why a lot of folks say from season one from her first season of Potomac to now, she seemed different. So we now see, well, I guess she had to find herself. Oh, hey, ma, how you doing? Hey, hey, hey. I can see her depression and the aggressiveness, anger, is sometimes the other side of sadness. And that's the thing about it. I don't even have an issue with if she's dealing with whatever, but I just have an issue with them trying to blame everything on winter as if they're not dealing with their own shit, as if they're not pivoting, okay, and projecting things in their life and just taking it out on winter and then making it seem as if well no winter's this horrible person. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Now, again, I have to still watch the whole season to, get a full view of whatever went on. But from the beginning, I felt like, why are y'all having these issues with somebody who you have not had much interaction with? I can't get that, riled up about someone or with somebody who I've only met once or twice. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I'm like, girl, I don't have time. So, I like the fact that you were saying that you can see her depression. I think her girl, we're gonna get on the rainer later. But again, I'm gonna leave that be. It's really Monique's fault for being a bone collector. And this is the thing, people gonna be bone collectors. It's gonna happen. The issue I have with how Monique is moving is the fact that she's saying stuff that she don't really have to say that causes more drama. You know what I'm saying? But that's also what bone collectors do. But I feel like if you're gonna do that, live in that space. You know what I'm saying? And don't try to make it seem as if, well, I ain't trying to be messy, but you know what I'm saying? That's what I don't like about it. Okay. So as they talking or whatever, Ashley brings up how, Monique, the one thing Monique care about the most is herself. So she's gonna talk about herself. But when she talks about herself, she's gonna end up saying something that she'll end up having to clean up later. And I was like, so to me that means even Ashley is aware that Monique be saying messy shit that she then later on has to explain. So the conversation gets into Winter. And this is the gotcha for me. Winter did I saw a quick bite of the interview that Winter did with DJ Scott. I have to go back up and fully watch the whole thing. And she brought up how once her and Kevin went through issues or whatever, she wasn't going to be really on the show anymore. And it wasn't until Monique called her and asked her to come to her little like the little, it was a podcast, whatever event that was we seen her speaking at the first time. It was supposed to be a one and done thing. Again, because her and Kevin was going through whatever. And she ended up, she just kept coming back around. So for me, why has this season, because we're on episode 7, and this whole season, for the most part, if you think about it, has all centered around Winter, who's not even a main cast member. She's a friend of, and barely a friend of, okay? So it's weird to me that everyone gets together and then talks about Winter. Everyone gets together and then has, this kumbaya for how they feel Winter doing this, that, or the other. Why is no one focusing on whatever they have going on? Like, why isn't Anthony quick talking about what their stuff? If you think about it, every time anyone gets together, at least the women get together, it's some kind of discussion, some kind of powwow about Winter, who again is not a main character at the all. That's what's crazy to me. So Monique then tells Ashley about Winter giving a nickname to Quick and Jamie. To me, which should not be a big deal, because since day one, before we even heard anything about Winter, we heard them call her husband Scammer. So y'all already nicknamed her husband Scammer and only call that man Scammer. But y'all have an issue with her giving y'all husbands a nickname based on stuff y'all said. Again, it's weird that they keep this circling around Winter and Winter and Winter. So when Ashley replies, say, Winter bald headed ass, but stop playing with me. You said I'm end up beating her ass. I was like, again, why she bald head? That's a nickname, right? How are you upset about someone doing the exact same thing that you all are doing? I do not understand. And then Monique, what made me the most mad was Monique has nicknamed people before on Housewives of Potomac. So why are you making it seem as if she called them that lady husband something that was like derogatory? She called him DJ Fun Size. It was funny because he's little. The fact that when Monique said the nickname, that Ashley instantly laughed proved it was a joke. It was something funny. It wasn't even something mean or rude. You know what I'm saying? If you call my husband something mean or rude, I have an issue. But DJ Fun Size is actually funny because he comes in a fun fucking size. Okay. Now she also told her how she referred to Jamie as red light special because the fool told his wife he fell asleep at a red light. And that's why he was MIA. That's stupid. Okay, that's stupid. But again, Monique going back to Ashley saying, "Oh, she called your husband by these big names." She said it one time in a dinner. And this is also a gotcha with Monique. The fact that she keeps saying, well, Monique said herself in a couple of lives, and I had to still cut through her last live to put that up. I'll do that later because that fucking thing was over 2 hours. And girl, I don't have the patience right now. But Monique has said time and time again on her lives after the shows that her and Winter are not really friends. They've known each other for 14 to 15 years because their husbands played football and they were football wives. She said she has not even seen Winter in about 12 years. She just know her because they both were football wives. I was like, Monique, y'all not friends. Y'all were co-associates of your husbands. So it's weird to me that she keeps saying this, friend situation on the show, and then on the after show or on her live, she's making it clear. Well, I know her because we both were football wives, and that's like it's like a sorority, which is cool, but she's not your friend. And I think Winter looks at Monique as a friend, and Monique is not reciprocating that friendship because she's taking everything Winter's saying, which is how we talk to our friends. We joke, we laugh, or whatever, we kiki, and it ain't a big deal. Monique, in my opinion, is taking things back to Ashley and or Raina in a messy way, as if Winter's being messy, catty, and bullshitty. And she's joking with her friend. And that's it. So that's what makes me the most aggravated with how Monique is being a bone collector. It's the fact that she's making it seem like Winter's consistently being mean, rude, or shady towards the people. DJ Funsatz's phone was funny. Ashley laughed. Okay. They also laughed at her calling Jamie Real Life Special. But I'm like, again, they nicknamed that lady husband Scammer. They only call that man Scammer. Period. So y'all can joke about her husband and be rude about it, but she can't joke about y'all's if you don't get out my fucking face, okay? But then both Ashley and Monique also both acknowledged how at the dinner, Quick was being messy and shady, comparing Winter to a hairstylist who hair never done, because Winter's a relationship expert who had two divorces. So again, they say shady shit about Winter, but when she says it back, it's an issue. She doing too much. I was like, look, get out my face. Get out my face. And when they then bring up how Winter could be hurting, so maybe she's taking out her hurt on others. No, y'all doing that to her, and that's what I feel like is the most gaslighting shit ever. Okay, let me look at some comments before we move on. I'm a peacemaker. She's not a peacemaker at all. Right, put 20 on 10. Monique is a terrible bone collector. I fully agree. Okay, I said the same thing. She is a friend of the show. Yeah, Winter is a friend of the show. She was supposed to be on the main cast. And she also said how when the stuff went down between her and Kevin, how she said, "Hey, we can't do it, but I wish her the best." And so that's why she isn't, what I'm saying, in the main cast. It was Monique who called her and asked her to come do the podcasting. I wonder if they had been filming already and it was some boring ass shit. Let me bring in somebody who got some drama that we can all, center around. That's what I think it was. If Wonder comes back next season, she definitely deserves the full time position. She do, and she need to read all the. She needs to be full time and all. But if she do come back, I need her to have a friend with her, someone to help her. Because right now it's all of them against Winter, and that's not fair. Okay, right. And Monique was sitting up with Winter, right? She laughed. She laughed and she said, "Oh, because he's so little, like a little Snickers." So, but that's the thing. It's like it's bullshitty. Carlos and everyone thought Monique could carry the show. I think they knew people would want to see Monique based on the fight from Potomac, and that was one aspect of it. But that could not carry a show because you can't even focus on that because you're far removed from that situation. So, but I feel like to bring Winter in and then make her the puncher bag to me doesn't feel right. I feel like the only authentic couple of the show is Ashley and Quick. I don't believe that. I think each couple is authentic. I think they also full of shit at the same time because all of them are trying to either point the finger elsewhere or bore us with what they got going on. I like each person for the show. I just need them to acknowledge the bullshit that they're giving Winter to trying to avoid their shit, in my opinion. Monique keeps relaying messages as if Winter keeps speaking on them when she only said it once. Right? It was one conversation. You and her had one conversation, and not only that, in her live, Monique said that dinner they had, we had this hot conversation. That's the only time her and Winter has ever had a one-on-one dinner or conversation. So that's my thing. That's which to me means you full of shit, Monique, on this because it is making it seem as if she keeps talking. No, you are telling people in more than one occasion what Winter said as if it was a constant conversation, and it wasn't. It was one conversation. People only get mad at nicknames if the nicknames they use nicknames to be disrespectful and petty, and it wasn't. If DJ Funsize was really funny, if you ask me, um, period, it was squashed and should have been left alone. Well, I will say I don't see an issue with Winter telling Monique what happened because Monique wasn't there. So when you go through a little argument or whatever, you do tell your friend what happened. Girl, this is what happened. So and so, and I said, you relay the whole situation and y'all talk about it. So I don't see an issue with Winter talking to her quote unquote friend, Monique, about what happened when Monique wasn't there. Now, when she told Monique what happened, that could have been left alone. Even after, they went to Ashley's party and the whole fight happened. Okay, cool. That's the first time they heard about it. But after Ashley, Winter, and Monique sat down for that little dinner or whatever and squashed it, there was no reason for Monique to ever go back and say anything else that Winter said because it was squashed. You brought the shit back up. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy. Okay. And it's some BS. But let me move on because again, I gotta, get to this to get to get to work. It's already 10:30. I gotta still do Huntsville. So Arania and Jamie were talking. I was a bit bored. They popping on IG, not on IG. They popping on TikTok. Okay, fine, fine, fine. They're making money on TikTok. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, and they get to talking about the that energy reading lady who they went to, whatever. So Raina says she feels like, what I'm saying, Jamie can be a bully. He can be a bully, he can get aggressive with her and the kids. Now, Jamie said, well, I see it as me just discipline and motivating the kids. And when Raina said, oh, well, maybe you are disciplining the kids, but you're aggressive with me. I'm like, does he beat your ass? This is the thing. When people be on these shows and then they say things um that insinuate other things. I'm like, you insinuating the man is it makes people feel like, is he violent with you? That may not be the case, but you're insinuating because he's aggressive with you that is more than what meets the eye. And Jamie kind of doesn't say anything about it or whatever. Okay. And I'm like, Now, Jamie does talk about how he had a tough upbringing or whatever, how his father was, really aggressive. And so that kind of, kind of split over into his adulthood. He said, my father was the kind of person who would knock you down, see blood, and say, get back up within the world of sports. I guess his dad was in boxing, no, within football. So his father was aggressive. So he's aggressive. So he's also aggressive. I'm like, you're aggressive, though. That's the kicker. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Jamie acknowledges he has fucked up behavior, but then will also say he thinks he's perfect, but then also say, I'm willing to go to the lady again about energy, whatever. No, go see counseling people. Go to a counselor. Go to a therapist. Because if you are aware that your father damaged you in some kind of way because of how aggressive he was and you carry that on into your own life, that's some bullshit. Your wife seems scared a little bit. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Not like he may kill her, but again, when anyone says, oh, you're aggressive with me, it implies that it may be violent. That may not be what you meant, though. That may not be your intent or your word, but that's what it implies when you leave things open ended. Okay. But let's move on. We do see Quick and Chris get together for foot massages. Okay, that was fine, fine, fine. They just discussed how both of them had kind of tough upbringings or whatever, and how for and they both also understand how their wives are busy, busy, busy now. How usually their wives handle everything at home, but now their wives are working women. So the roles kind of a change, and the women want them to do more around the house. So they both can see that from their own perspectives, and even both acknowledge how they never knew how much their wives were doing at home until they had to help do it. Okay, so I'm like, because you never know. You never know, okay? And so when they're talking about Quick, and if he can ever get to a place of being more vulnerable, to being more open or whatever, Quick, like where I came from, being vulnerable can get you killed. Okay, so I've never really, been a vulnerable person. Like I've never actually even cried. You know what I'm saying? Not even at my mom's funeral because he says his father, instilled in him, men don't cry. So because since he was around 10, when he said, when my mom died, my dad told me, like, you can't cry, men don't cry. So I didn't even cry at my mom's funeral. Like, I do not cry. This is not what I do because I'm conditioned to think that, that ain't what men do. And so I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I think a lot of guys, men or whoever, were raised that way. Which is it's like your body tears literally can come out your eyes. Men can't cry. Like you don't have to be a pussy about it, but like you can cry if you need to or whatever. And so he said, even though he has emotions, he has emotions. He just does not express them in a typical way that would make someone else feel like you're having whatever emotional reaction. So he brings about like that has actually been an issue within his marriage because you know what I'm saying. he don't cry about stuff when Ashley will cry about stuff. So it makes her feel like he don't get no fucks. And I was like, girl, it's kind of crazy. So, Chris brings up how for him, he grew up with a Vietnam vet dad who basically abused them. Okay. So he say for me as an adult, I at times don't know how to work through my emotions because I was never taught that as a kid. We were taught to suck it up, to suck it in, or whatever, and I was never taught how to handle emotions. And I'm like, that's why Chris like that. And the crazy part about it is, I feel like Monique knows that. So it's weird when I've said before. I say that's how Chris is, and now I'm like, oh, because that's how he was raised. He was never taught. If you're not raised in a home where you see people openly have emotions or whatever, you're not told to kind of just shut up or whatever. When you're not stifled as a child, when you grow up, that falls into your adulthood and you handle things differently. Um, I'm happy I was raised in a home where that was not the case. You know what I'm saying? I have every range of emotion, okay, good, bad, and indifferent. But I've also was taught how to handle them, even in moments of me being too aggravated to handle stuff. But I'm not a shut off person where I can't handle my emotions. And it's sad that for Quick can't cry, okay, and for Chris don't know how to decipher how to shift through his feelings about stuff or how to feel another way. So I'm like, that's just kind of crazy. Now, Chris admits he's in counseling trying to, get it together. But Quick, like, I don't want to do no counseling. I don't want to talk to no stranger. Nigga, you on TV talking to strangers right now. Chris fucking stranger to you. You know what I'm saying? You out here living your best life, but you're doing it in front of strangers. So it's weird when someone, I don't want to talk to no stranger, but you talking to a stranger right now. You do not know Chris, okay? But I'm gonna leave that be. So Arena goes to get a BBL consultation. This was the craziest shit I've ever seen. Okay, wait, let me read some comments. Okay, let me read some comments. Blah, 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 blah. If y'all just got here, hey, good morning. Good morning. Okay, I am in the bed on the phone, so I can't be seeing stuff all the time. Let me scroll. Let me scroll. It seemed like Mo had this idea from the jump. Everyone keeps saying Winter keeps bringing up her situation when Mo put her on the spot on the first episode. This is true. I can agree. Chris is the real star. I feel like Monique is a bit two-faced. Okay. Monique got diarrhea at the mouth. Don't tell her your secrets because everyone will know. Yeah, and this the crazy part is when you're on the show, anything said on the show can make air or whatever. So it's that, but it's how a person relays information. It's how someone takes in the information. Okay. And also that's what I just seen a look. I saw a post that said, some people will always feel some kind of way about you because they're looking at you from their lens. And that has nothing to do with you. I feel like, at least for Ashley, she is consistently looking at Winter from her own lens. And it has nothing to do with who Winter is as a person. And I think if more of us thought about that, we would be able to let go of how other people feel about us, me included. Um, that's how men of our generation was raised, right? They were raised to look, be a man up. Don't be pussy. And it's crazy. It's crazy to not cry at him at his funeral. Yeah, he cried at that cemetery. Well, that's true. Did he cry for real? What was a real tear? I don't know. I sure didn't raise my son like that. Feel those emotions out and move it along. True. That's the best way to be. Monique uses that against Chris. Okay. Um, Arena does not need a BBL. I wanted to strangle Arena like homegirl. Homer strangles Bart. Sid, you look amazing. So yeah, when she goes for a BBL consultation, because she wants a BBL, she wants a bigger butt, and she like, I need a bigger butt, I want a bigger butt, I want ass, and I want hips because I don't got it or whatever, and ass is with her, and the fact that like I never realized how thin Arena was. And y'all know a BBL is when they take fat from your body and they put it in your butt. You don't have no fat on your body. Which to me, the I was like, what are you doing? And even though Ashley was like, girl, you don't need no BBL. There's no fat on you, okay? And so the doctor comes in and does the consultation or whatever. And he like, well, there's a little fat here. So they would have to put fat like all over her body. because of such little fat, they would have to get it from wherever they can on her body. And I'm like, that is so crazy, okay? And the doctor tells her how, it won't even be a dramatic change because you do not have much fat. So we can do a little something, something, but it won't be much. And she still wants it done. But she said she wants to be snatched for the summer. I was like, you already snatched. You just have a little booty. Ain't nothing. Little booties do matter. So when talking to Ashley, Arena said she gonna just gain some weight. I'm gonna gain some weight for surgery, so that way they'll have more fat to take. I was like, this is the stupidest shit ever. I was like, girl, I cannot believe this. And her saying how she's always reaching for perfection. She always doubts herself or whatever. She always feels like she'll see other people who she thinks are beautiful in this way or that way, and then she wants to achieve that look. I was like, you are so damaged. I don't know who damaged you, but you are such a beautiful woman. And for you to, and I get, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But the fact that she don't see that in her own way, she's already perfect. It's like you're reaching to be something that you're actually not. Like you want to be something different when there's nothing wrong with who you are, what you look like, or your body. I was like, girl, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. And then what do? They get on a conversation about winter because that's what they all do. They all have conversations about winter, okay? And so Ashley tells Arena about, the little nickname. She called Quick this and the DJ Fun Size. And the cricket is when she said it, Arena laughed because it's fucking funny. That's the kicker. Y'all are laughing because it's funny, which means she was joking. If it was because now if they were offended, that would be different. If she called that man an MIDGT, that would have been offensive because that's not nice. But to call him fun size because he's like a little Snickers, it's actually true. It's crazy, okay? I was like, get out my face, please. Wait, I gotta scroll up to the comments in 1 second, okay? Um, but she also brings up, she called your husband, the red light special or whatever. I can't believe that. Why would she take a private conversation? Y'all had a conversation on camera. It wasn't private. That's you did it was nothing that you said to her off camera. That's not a private moment. It is not. And even in it, she wasn't even saying anything. She was repeating what you said, which is the same thing all y'all are doing. I'm like, they really out here centering a whole season about one person who's a friend of the show who they have an issue with based on her divorces. Not y'all divorces, not y'all fucked up marriages. Her divorces, her being open about her failed marriages. How was that an issue for y'all? It pissed me off. And when Arena then says she think Winter may have mental issues because she had two failed marriages and the men could have fucked her up in the head or whatever, plus she had a fucked up haircut. Arena, you are at a doctor's office to get a BBL because you want to be perfect. You want to gain weight to get fat put in your ass because you feel imperfect. You sitting here saying, even though you know you may be great, you still strive to look a certain way. You have a mental issue. That's a mental issue because mentally you're fucking insane. So to insinuate that a woman must have mental issues because she went through two divorces, really? Is J-Lo mentally ill? Because she had been through a whole bunch of divorce. There are many women in life who have relationships that end. Having two failed marriages don't mean shit. Because in life, we have failed relationships, failed friendships, failed workships, all that. So to make it seem as if, because a woman has two failed marriages, and let's be clear, Winter didn't do shit. One husband was a cheater after years and years of marriages, and the second husband was a scammer who she found out quickly and divorced his ass. So how does that mean that Winter has mental issues? When you sit around here crying at a goddamn salt cave because you are faking it for the fucking funk. You're faking perfection because you have a mental disorder. I don't know if it's body dysmorphia. I don't know what it is. I don't want to diagnose it. I don't know what it is. But how you speak about how you feel shows you need to go speak with someone and not call somebody else mental when you have issues as well, ma'am. Anyway, Arena is now mad at Winter for calling her husband, red light special, even though his ass was fakely asleep at red lights. Okay. Anyway, let me read some comments. I swear Monique is doing a Portia, not a good look. Wrong road, wrong road. All right, I was looking at you running crazy. I was too. She does seem insecure, and the thing is, and I want to make it clear, Arena from outside looking in has nothing to be insecure about. She's a beautiful woman. She has success within her businesses or whatever. There's no reason for you to be feeling this way, but you do. So for whatever reasons, that's on you, ma. Um, Little booties matter. I don't have a booty and still have a man who thinks I'm the finest thing walking. Because that's what they supposed to do. Okay, that's what they supposed to do. It's like, it's stupid. Okay, why I prefer to hang with guys in conversations. Women tend to marinate on ish and ride ish until the wheels fall off. I repeat what Winter said for what, but Dick they all, not just the men. Agree there has been past time Arena should see a therapist for sure. For sure. Okay. Um, Arena may have body dysmorphia. I agree. Yeah, that pissed me off. I don't like they keep saying Winter might have mental issues because it's like it's stupid. It's like how, how, how? What is? Yes, I was like, you gonna get out my damn face, lady, and leave me be. So after that, we then see Arena meets up with Winter because she's upset. She wants to check Winter about calling her. I was like, get out my fucking face. And the fact that Winter came in like, I don't know what she wants to talk about. I don't know what's going on. But I'm here because again, she's a friend of the show. You hear me? She's a friend of the show. So it's why share information, about my husband, giving it wasn't private. And when Irina brings it up, she was confused about it. Like, oh Lord, what has Monique now told them I say it because I don't get how I'm getting all the smoke or whatever. And Winter explained, like, look, I was talking and joking with Monique as a friend. And that's the part that kills me. I'm like, look, you should be able you should know people. You should know people's intent. You should know people's temperament. You should know what somebody will and won't do. And I keep seeing Monique, even her confession saying, this is not the Winter I know. I don't know this Winter. And I feel like, but Winter's only talking to you the same way you keep your girlfriends. And that's it. And that's my issue. I'm like, this shit is so stupid, okay? And so when Winter says how I was just, talking and joking with Monique as a friend, okay? I was just really talking about everything that happened. It wasn't me making it seem like it was a blow for blow, pow for pow situation. I was saying, well, she said this and she said, I was just relaying the whole conversation that we had, both times or whatever. And that's it. But I was just talking to my friend. And when you talk to your friend, you just you kind of just throw up all the stuff. You laugh about it, you joke about it or whatever, and that's what it is. And that is what friends do. That's why I'm very careful about when I talk to people because you do not want to start talking about whatever and somebody feels some kind of way because they don't know you. And then when they don't know you, it becomes something completely different. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be real careful about that. And I'm like, Winter, I'm think should have been more careful about talking to Monique because as we see, Monique puts her in a special friend category. You're a friend, but I haven't talked or seen you in 12 years, but I know you because we were football wives. And I'm like, that don't make y'all friends. It doesn't. It means that y'all both married men who play sports. That's it. Okay. But when Arena brings up the whole nickname, like why is anyone saying that? That is messy. That is messy. But y'all called that lady husband scammer, call her bald head, half head, or whatever. Y'all are nicknaming her too. But no one telling her that because Monique not telling Winter shit that Arena or Ashley says about her or what they joke up. She ain't telling them nothing, but she's consistently making sure to tell Arena and Ashley what the one conversation she had with Winter. And then Winter, like, I was just joking. Like, why you acting as if I was spreading rumors? And when I wasn't, like, you didn't tell me any secret. You didn't say, hey, don't say shit. We were having a conversation on camera. You hear me? And Raina say, do you think you have mental issues, or you were fucked up for your marriage? I was like, no, she didn't. No, she did, but she did. But she did. I just cannot. I cannot. Okay. There are way more conversations that are being had about winter versus the conversation in winter. Right. And that's crazy to me that Monique is not saying that. Like, I swear, we've really only seen winter like 2 or 3 times. And it was one conversation with Monique. It was the one conversation with Arena, and based on those, and then the one that all the woman had at that lunch while Monique was in Africa. But those 3 occasions should not make this big situation at all. Okay, it should not at all. That's what trips me out. If they've been friends for 10 years, most should know what the boundaries are. She's trash, and that's the gotcha. On the show, she sent how they're friends. On the show, she said, I can't, this is not the Raina I know. If you and Raina have never went out and had a dinner or a lunch together, you don't know that lady. There's no one I've known for 10 years that we have not sat down and broke bread more than one time. Or we've had constant communication or conversation. And Monique clearly makes it known on her lives. Her and her and Winter did not do that. They were not sitting around powwowing over the years. They were not. They would see each other and hang around each other in the functions of football wives, which to me ain't even real shit because y'all not really friends. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we look at the basketball wives, so I'm taking that, basketball wives. Let's take, Aisha Curry, Savannah, you know what I'm saying? Some of the wives of these basketball players who we have seen hanging out. We've seen them take trips together. We've seen them hanging around each other in friendly ways, okay? If y'all have never done that, y'all not friends. Y'all not. So it's like, to me, Monique uses word friend real fucking loosely for this show. She did know Winter. Winter, her were, friend Lee, associate Lee, okay? But that was really it. So, but I think Winter felt like, because she has known Mo this long, I think she felt like, okay, because you're the one person I know, I can kind of confide in you and talk to you like a friend. And I'm like, girl, that was your mistake. That was Winter's mistake. Okay, period. That associate most. Oh, that's an associate. Most people use the word friend Lucy, and I don't. I try my best to not do that because we have to have, constant communication and conversation for me to, make you a friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? But I also have friend categories. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be my friend, but I'm not going to confide in you about my personal life because that may not be your repertoire. That's not who you should be. And I have my friends who, like, when shit going on, that's who I talk to, cause that's who know me the best. So you should be like, girl, you on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, you have to be careful. And Winter just wasn't careful with Monique. If I were Winter, I wouldn't think that Mo will be running back balls back to the girls if I've known her, if I've never known her to be messy. And that's right, true. I mean, that's that's right, true. That's right too. Winter did not expect Monique to do that. And Monique did that. And that's also shocking and whatever. But again, it's easy when it's, them teamed up against Winter because, what I'm saying, that's what it is. Um, wait. The bad thing, math, that Winter's probably about her own day. Right. Winter said she was. I think Winter is probably finding out more that the season is aired because she's seen what was being said about her and how it was being said. Okay. Monique should have told them everything at once, not to. Right. That would have been fine. Handle all that shit at once. Don't tell them half of it, then have Winter and Winter and Ashley kind of hash things out, and you then tell Ashley more shit to get her more upset, which she then went to Arena and got Arena upset. I was like, honey, it's just making me mad. It's just making me mad, okay? But that was the whole episode for Love Marriage Huntsville. Let's move on to Love and Marriage. I'm sorry, that was all for Love Marriage. You see, let's move on to Love and Marriage Huntsville. But first of all, like the video. I feel like it was playing funny. I'm on my phone, y'all. So if the light the video was playing weird, I don't know why. But y'all know, please like the video, like the video. I got about 30 minutes, y'all, before I gotta get off this and we'll get ready for work. Cause again, it's early morning. I'm still in the bed, and I gotta get ready for work by 11:30. But please like the video. Let's have a conversation about the foolishness that is love and marriage Huntsville. So Martell and the guys are still in Atlanta. Still having a good time here and there about this damn wine or whatever. And I was like, girl, whatever. So Martell got this wine tasting party at this rented mansion. I'm like, is that an albino raccoon on his shoulder? I feel like it's an albino raccoon. I don't get why Martell wanted to have fur on his shoulder in Atlanta. I was like, sir, for what? Sir, for why? I don't understand it at all. Okay, it was confusing to me. Okay, and I was like, and look, I didn't mind the all white look. It's just why the raccoon? Like, why have that? Okay, I was like, don't do that. Anyway, so it's all these women and people, at this little event at the Bridget Mansion. His Monique, like, we doing big thing. Like, you came here, we not in no ring. I'm like, girl, y'all rented a mansion. Okay. You rented a mansion. Okay. You don't own it. You rented it. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. We rented a mansion. Yeah, but you don't own the mansion. Anyway. You can tell Martell is nervous. You can tell that, he's been drinking or whatever. And we found out Martell is not much of a speaker, okay, at all, because he's up there trying to, talk about the wine and how proud he is of himself. But he's not doing a bad job, but you can tell he's just winging it or whatever. He's probably a little bit tipsy, from drinking the wine. He's cussing in the speech, whatever. And Marceau made a point saying that Martell may be this nervous because it's his first time doing something without his ex business partner, i.e., male. And when they show all the clips, you doing things anyway. But we do see how it was mostly male always been a speaking person, and Martell would have stand beside her. So now he has to do the talking on his own. Okay. And when he kept saying how, shit this and shit that, I'm just happy to own my own shit. I was like, sir, what's going on? But he had called the guys from the show up, bringing up how, we're all businessmen or whatever, doing this and doing that, and the wine is named after his grandmother. Well, Martell's uncle is there. Okay, let me go to the next picture now because I got pictures this time. Martell uncle is there, Uncle Sam. Okay, and Uncle Sam out here pissed off because for him, one, that's my mama. Okay, you didn't even acknowledge me, and also you did not acknowledge my mom enough for me. Meaning you call all them niggas up there who don't have nothing to do with your business or my mama, and you kind of just didn't acknowledge me or my mom in the right way. Now, I 100% get that. Look, I am a very, very, very protective of my mom. And so I will also feel some kind of way if somebody named something after her, but kind of, haphazardly um rolled it out. At the same time, this is a reality show. So I'm not surprised he called the other guys from the show up. It's a reality show, in my opinion. So when Uncle and Martell talk separately, and Uncle like, I'm mad, that's my mom. I'm mad. And Martell like Martell whipping, don't do that. Don't do that here. We on national television. Don't ever do that. And I'm like, Martell, nigga, you had a mic on. You have a mic on. We can all he can all hear you. Whispering didn't mean nothing. We heard you more clearly by the whisper, okay? But I also got Martell's point. Like, this ain't the time to have issue with something because I don't know what you're mad about. Like, we on TV, like, don't do that right now. So I get that too. But I also feel like Uncle Sam, Martell did not have to bring you up because you also had nothing to do with the wine that is happened to be your mama that he named it after because he was close with his grandmama. Um, so I also felt like Sam was on bullshit. Sam was being too upset for me. as if Martell deliberately did something wrong, as if he deliberately tried to disrespect grandma. And he did not. He named the wine after her. And while drinking and got a bit tipsy, and during the speech, he said, I'm not good at speeches. You know what I'm saying? So you knew he was nervous. You seen him we seen him trying to figure out what to say. And I was like, it's too much. So now, Martell and his uncle are exchanging words or whatever. And they're walking out with his uncle. He pissed, he want to leave. They outside fussing. And Martell is telling the camera, don't come down here. I'm like, sir, it's a show. The camera crew has to film what's happening. So while they're not fully up on them, we still see it. We see what's going on. Okay, we see that and whatnot. And the guys are inside discussing what happened. And for the most part, they all said Martell didn't do anything wrong, even though they understood why the uncle was upset. He still did not he didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, it was crazy to me, right? Loud as hell. And I'm like, so we can hear you. You not quiet. We hear what you was saying. It was gonna clap. I hope, and I think, but I really feel like Uncle Sam didn't handle it right. I think Martell also with his whole, you know who I am. I'm like, so what does that mean? But it was a weird interaction in general, based on Martell not really doing anything intentionally wrong. He just didn't plan out how to give a speech because he don't know shit because Mel ain't there. You know what I'm saying? So it's I felt like it was a better way for Uncle Sam to maybe selfishly say, hey, when you have an event about because this your first one, so going forward, you should not make it about anybody else except you and the family. To me, that would have been okay. But I'm to get upset as if Martell was trying to use your mama for something. I'm he named the wine after his grandmama. I was like, come on now. Martell was one of the hot Mike's uncle that helped him get arrested. Was you know what I'm saying? Uncle Sam he used to be he used to be ass back in the day. I think he just wanted Martell to share some kind of words about Big Mama. But that's the thing, I get that. But I think also you could see Martell did not know what to say. And because he did not know what to say, he okay, let me call the guys up here because they also on the show. So again, it was a reality show moment, not a um not a let me try to make this more than what the show is, in my opinion. Okay. They should tell Martell to return the fur. I want my comments is on there. I'm like, wow, comments is weird. Let me scroll back up. The uncle actually gave him part of the startup money for the wine company. Oh, I didn't know that. He didn't say that. Martell doesn't even get he doesn't have a distributor. That's why I'm this is the first event. So it's calm down. It's just kind have the conversation, say, hey, the next event you can't do this again. You know what I'm saying? You have to not be doing this or that. Okay. And he did try to diffuse it and was walking away. And Martell kept following him. I think Martell, in his slowness and his bit of tipsiness, didn't understand what the uncle was mad about. So I can see both of their points, truth be told. But I also feel like Martell just don't know, he don't, because he never hosted no event. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what the fuck you do? Yeah, Martell wasn't prepared. That's what it was. He wasn't prepared. If he was, this would not have happened. He just wasn't prepared for it. And that's why I say it's not like he was trying to be dumb. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Uncle Sam wasn't on program and didn't need to relax. I think even Martell trying to whisper and say, hey man, don't do this. I think his point was, I get you pissed, but now it ain't the time. Cause I can't figure out why you pissed. I don't know what's going on. And I need to leave y'all be. Okay. So we're gonna move on from that. Now Lewis left the party early, right? Wait, let me kind of get to the of the photo. I got photos. So Lewis left the party early. Lewis went home because, as he said, he had a death in the family, so he had to get home. I said, if you say so, bro. So now him and Tiffany at home having a conversation. They're discussing the trip. I was bored. This is what my notes said. I was bored because the conversation seemed inauthentic. Lewis wasn't being transparent, and Tiffany was tiptoeing around the fake conversation. That's my exact note. That's all I have for this scene. Okay. Because it seemed like, okay, we're gonna talk about this, talk about that, and it just did not seem like it was a reality moment. It wasn't a authentic conversation. It was not transparent. It was put on for the cameras, okay? Because he was like, I don't remember what he was. It was like he wasn't remembering simple shit about the trip, but then spoke about the rage room and him raging about, I'm saying, a bit of sexual frustration, and then her, well, that's a issue. We can, just put more work into having sex the same way. If I want to be, more involved in my kids' stuff, I'll leave work early. We have to kind of do stuff to get stuff to where it needs to be. And when she say, like, if my husband requires more sex, I would need to know that, because as your wife, that's a part of my duty. And when he said, is that a duty or privilege? I was like, look, I don't see it for Tiffany and Lewis. Um, because I just don't. I don't. And when they come on screen, I try my best to be involved. I try my best to, like, care. And this conversation to me just did not seem real. It seemed like, okay, we have to talk a little bit. Let's make up some shit. Let's make up some shit. Because y'all start with saying, oh, there's a death in the family or whatever that we have to be here for. And then, Lewis is kind of laughing and smiling about the trip or whatever. And she's a bit annoyed. And it just didn't seem real to me. So we're going to move on from that. Okay. So let's get into the foursome of, Maurice, Kimmy, and Marcel and Tisha having two separate conversations, okay? But they were both telling their wives about the trip, okay? About how Martell had, called Monica, the original Monica, how there were women at the house because that's what Martell wanted to do, how Martell wanted to go to a strip club, and so they went. How they went to the rate. So they just told what happened. They both were talking at the same time to their wives. And Kimmy asked Maurice, "Did you touch anyone while there?" I'm like, "It's a strip club. I would never ask my husband, did you touch anyone at it's a strip club. He if he didn't, what he go for? Like, why waste your time going to a strip club if you not going, slap a stripper's ass? I don't see an issue with look, strip clubs ain't my thing, but I get people like them. And I don't mind my dude going to one, because I would trust he not gonna fuck a stripper. However, I have no issue with if you got a lap dance, or whatever, and that's it's the strip club. So I would not ask that question. I would not want to know, did you ain't fuck nobody, did you? Would be my joke of a question, okay, and that'll be it. But I don't really need to know, did you touch somebody? Yes, it's a strip club. And his response was, well, I didn't caress anybody, you know what I'm saying? But I was encouraging fun, but not caressing. I'm looking like, but you should caress the ass at a strip club, okay? And when Tisha asked Marcel, well, what did you do? This fool's, I do what I do. I do what I do. I did what I was like, I just do me, I was like, look, and that be the gotcha. When she asks him a direct question, he gives some kind of answer that alludes to something that could be whatever else, okay? So they do kind of discuss Lewis, being sexually frustrated, and Kimmy, I think, and Tisha too, brought up how, Tiffany had also mentioned that as well. So now they're discussing that. So between Marcel and Tisha, well, Marcel said, what sex is important. You know what I'm saying? That people always asking if it was worth Martell losing his family because of some head. Yes, it was. The fact that Marcel think it was worth losing a family because Martell wanted some head shows how fucked up as a person, as a husband, as a man he is. Because you, as a husband and a father, think if your wife was not giving you enough sex, it's worth risking losing the family for. Girl, I was like, I cannot. He gonna say I would not be in a sexless marriage. Mel and Martell were not in a sexless marriage. He just wanted more head and went on to get a big mouthpiece to get it done. I was like, get out of my face, Marcel. Okay. He said, if your spouse isn't giving you what you need, you can't be upset if the spouse outsources. Again, Marcel say shit to make everyone believe or think he probably cheating on Tisha. And even though she said that's not funny, you know what I'm saying? We as wives have to do so much around the house as a wife, as a mom or whatever. We're consistently doing all these things. Y'all will go out and cheat with whoever because they don't have the duties that we have as a wife and as a mom and as someone who has to run the household. So that's on bullshit. Like, y'all be gone all day, this and that and that and this, and come home and expect us to just be ready to fuck after doing everything else all day. Bullshit, okay? And then Martell's ending point was at the end of the day, you have to take care of the primary responsibility first, which is your spouse. The husband should take care of the wife and vice versa. I was like, Tisha, if you want to think that's good for you and your husband, that's fine. But you can't get upset with fans who watch the shows who feel like your man cheating. Period. You know, dumb. Don't have time. Okay? Get out of my face. Just shut up. All up and through. Okay? Um, yeah, Marcel out here, just not giving direct answers. Okay? Just not giving direct answers. Okay? Tisha know her man cheating and even when he wasn't wearing his ring. Even at the event for Martell Wine, he kept saying, I gotta go put my ring on. I don't have my ring on. I gotta It's like, get out my face. Like, don't he consistently plays with people. And he does that to make it seem like people so dumb that whatever he says they're gonna believe. No, sir. People should be believing stuff you said because you said it. It's just dumb. I can't. Okay. But let's move on because again, I got like 15 minutes. Tisha goes and talks to Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis should be a main cast member. Dr. Francis need to talk to everybody. Okay, I look at one point when he was talking to maybe been like I don't know. At one point before, I think talking to Martell, he had made me a bit mad. I didn't understand his logic at one point, but I feel like he's just unorthodox in how we talk sometimes, and you have to kind of wait for what it is. Because this, with him talking with Tisha, I was like, oh, you are spot on. Even the last time when he talked to Martell and Maurice, he was spot on. So I don't want anyone to think I'm saying that he's more direct or on par when critiquing the women, not the men. It was this one thing he said to Martell that I did not agree with, but it wasn't like problematic if I can recall. Typically, God damn it, I like what he was saying. So Tisha meet with him or whatever. She talks about how the last time they talked, he gave her some homework to figure out who she was. Okay, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, a daughter, all these other things. But I had to figure out who is Tisha the Tisha. So I had to look in the mirror, blah, 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 blah. But that she realized that she has to focus on herself. She can't just give herself to everyone else and not have time to figure out who she is for her. And, she knows she'll do this and that. And we asked, well, how did that impact your marriage? And Tisha said, oh, my son said he want to help me get where I want to be because he know I need to be here and what I want. I was like, you lying. Marcel Bidmo said that the man, Marcel has always wanted you home as a housewife, whatever. Okay. So she said, because I think he realized that I be going through stuff because he was too, because remember before he was depressed. So because he was depressed and he knew what he had been going through, he realized, okay, my wife can be going through things too. So let me try to help her be the best her she can be because I want to be the best me I can be. And she then brings up how Marcel went on that solo trip to Africa. And that because of that, you know, he went and got better, whatever. But that she didn't go because she had to stay home to take care of the kids in the house. She couldn't just up and leave or whatever. And he explained to her how he needed to break. How first she wasn't okay with it. But when he said how much I need a break, babe, I just need some time to myself, and I had to go to Africa to do that. Okay, I think it was Tanzania, and then after that, she was okay with him going because she know he's a last minute kind of person. And when Dr. Francis said, there's a difference between last minute behavior versus last minute thinking. It might have been last minute. It may have been like last minute communication to you. Like he may have not told you to the last minute. However, he had been thinking about it and just didn't say shit. I was like, ooh, yes. No one can out the blue go to Africa. No one. You have to think about it. You have to plan it, and to make it seem like he just out the blue took a trip to Toronto or he out the blue took a trip to Georgia. We can quickly, no, you have to plan to go out of the country. Passports, and that was during like COVID shit. Like, was his COVID up to, like, you know what I'm saying? Girl, okay. And when he said there seems to be a dependency issue between y'all, do you know that? And she said, what you mean? Like, I don't know. He said, because Marceau know he can drop stuff on you at any point in time, out the blue at the last minute. And you gonna just handle it. Like you allow him, because he depends on you, he can free himself from responsibilities to do whatever he wants because he know you would just do it. And I was like, bitch. And Tisha, to me, I would have been embarrassed because if you sit and think about it, that is what he do. He will tell herself last minute and then make excuses. That's why she kind of has to be okay with it. And like the fact that because she said we had been talking about taking a family trip to Africa, and he out the blue said, I'm gonna go on my own because he knew she can't get them kids together for a passport trip. She can't get herself. She can't do anything for herself. But he was already together. I was like, Dr. Francis was like, ooh, okay, and she acknowledges, okay, that's true. Okay, and he know he got to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? But only time will tell. And I was like, girl, and Dr. Francis said, only time will tell, and I'm paraphrasing right here. He said, only time will tell me like there's no expiration date on when it will happen. Like you don't there's no end date to when you're gonna start waiting. You know, only time will tell how much time you're gonna be waiting for time to tell. I said, ooh, come on, okay, come on. And he said, confrontation is key. Confrontation is key to growth. And T like, I hate confrontation. And his point was, you have to have confrontation with your husband because if not, you won't grow. You'll be stuck in the same boat thinking, only time will tell, because he'll let girl get out my face, okay? And so Dr. Francis then invites them, well, since him and his wife, wants to have like a couples retreat, to help couples or whatever. He wants to invite, them, Martell and I'm sorry, Marceau and Tisha, but also the other couples as well. So that's gonna happen later on or whatever. And while Tisha say, she's, I would do it, but I gotta convince Marceau. I'm gonna talk to him about it, get it done. I was like, girl, you. I was like, Lord Jesus, okay. But let me move on. I see y'all comments, but I gotta kind of rush through y'all. I know y'all think same thing. Tisha crazy and she on bullshit. Okay. Not Mel. Martell conversation with his mom. They're discussing why my brother was upset, son. Why was my brother upset at the thing? Because that's his mama, and he was overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? And, him seeing her name and seeing people, doing this and doing that, and he still like that's still a thing for him because mama. So it was overwhelming. Okay, but he was upset. And Martell thinks like I wasn't trying to be, rude. I wasn't trying to be dismissive or whatever. Um, but it's a time and place for everything. I'm like, Martell, you the last person to say it's a time and place because it was a time to cheat and that was not the time you was married. Okay. Anyway, but he like, but grandma means just as much to me, as my grandma as she meant to him as his mom because I was close to grandma too. And his mama says, that's true. Like, that's very, very true. And I think if anything else, it was more of a miscommunication. And when you have a miscommunication and then anger or this upset just gets thrown into that, it throws everything out of whack. And then shit goes left. And then it's hard to come back from that because people either didn't say things that they, maybe didn't mean in a certain way, whatever. But because it happened, you may fix it, you may not. But for him, like, I have upcoming events and I will for sure do things better going forward or whatever, even on speaking on it. But you know what I'm saying? I just had a bit of stage fright. So I'm sorry I did not call him up, you know what I'm saying? But I promise to do better later on, okay? And I'll say this, for this in this one scene, I can see like when Martell has these nice moments of him being a nice person or whatever, um, I can at times see why Mel would say she would believe him because he seemed endearing, but he's also just a manipulator. Okay. Um, right, Marlene is in the neighborhood. She be on bullshit just like her son. And Martella's the apple she knows from his her daddy's riding tree. Oh Lord Jesus. Y'all know parents don't hold their kids. Well, not my mom do. Okay, my mom do for real. Um, but again, I was like, I think she don't want to keep beating on her son because she know everybody else gonna do that. But my thing about it is, I can accept him saying I need to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like he know he fucked up in a way. You know what I'm saying? But that was not his intent. The Martell don't speak like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what he be doing or whatever. But I can see, how Mel was fooled by him because I'm looking like that nigga seems sincere. And I know it's a bunch of, not a bunch of, but it's a bit of bullshit, okay, to save face. But again, I was like, girl, Martell, get out my face, okay? Now, lastly, we see Mel and Kimmy meet up. The Chit in the chat, okay? About nothing, but about something or whatever. This is in the show. And, Kimmy, when they met up and they talk about the guys going to Atlanta, how the guys went to Atlanta with Martell and whatnot. And Mel asked, like, would you feel any kind of way, based on the last trip that they went to Atlanta and the fact that they're going with Martell, who's, and let's be honest, Martell was a cheater. Then he cheated, he cheated. He was cheating last time they went to Atlanta. And the men knew. So that's one thing, okay? And again, this Martell sometimes be on some bullshit shit. So I felt like her asking, do you feel any kind of way considering how things went last time and then being there with Martell? And no, because I trust my husband. Kimmy, I love Kimmy. Okay, I do. However, Kimmy, I call bullshit. Because I think it was 2 episodes ago when the guys first went to Atlanta, you and Teacher were talking and y'all both were saying how y'all felt some kind of way about the men going. So I don't understand how you said at that point in time you felt some kind of way about them going. But now talking to Mel, you don't. And then Kimmy brought up how Mel acts like because of her situation, her divorce, her husband cheating, that she assumes everybody else's husband cheats. I don't even think her thing was your husband cheating. I think her thing was crazy shit happened last time. Do you have any kind of feeling? So I feel like Kimmy was not being authentic in her response solely based on what she said to Tisha just 2 episodes ago about the guys going to going to Atlanta with Martell. So that was weird for me, but I'm leave that be. Okay. Kimmy then brings up about, Martell uncle being upset, about whatever. Mel like that must be Uncle Sam or whatever, because he's usually pretty even tempered. Okay. But that's what it is. But she then asked, well, who planned the event? You know what I'm saying? Because if there was some kind of situation, who planned it? Because somebody had to plan some shit for something to go wrong. And Kimmy brings up, oh, some girl named Monique. And Mel said, oh, I know her. Okay. She actually was our wedding planner, back when we was getting married or whatever. But she quit 2 weeks before our wedding. And while on a phone conversation, she was accusing Martell of cheating and trying to get with her assistant. I was like, bitch. Now, she also know that, Monica had been his friend since, forever or whatever. But that's how she knew her. And that how when Monica quit 2 weeks before their wedding, that she ended up having to hire, I think, Monica's mother-in-law. If y'all hear hammering or whatever, they doing some work on the apartment upstairs for me. And it's loud. I can hear, but I don't know if y'all can hear it. It ain't me knocking, it's the hammer on the floors or the walls or whatever. But again, she brought up how Melnika quit. Girl. Give me 5 fucking minutes. That's in 5 minutes. But yeah, Melnika quits and she had to hire Melnika's mom or somebody mom or mother-in-law to do the wedding, and she did not get any refunds back from Monica, who quit for, whatever reasons. She's like, 22-year-old male back then thought she was lying because Martell denied it. And Martell said she was lying. I believe, Martell. Now, 36-year-old male, no, it was probably Martell who was lying. He was a cheater. I was like, not Mel Nika knowing he was a cheater back then. I was like, girl, that man ain't been shit, okay? But it's weird, you, cause you don't, it's weird because they say you're not supposed to believe everything somebody say. And you are supposed to trust your spouse or your fiance or whatever. Um, but it's crazy to know that Martell basically probably had been, lying to me since the beginning. Yeah, since the beginning. Um, but that was the whole episode, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Let's see. I know that was some tea. It was. It cracked me up. Wait. Why can't I click on this thing? Girl, this thing. It cracked me up how Mel knew that was Uncle Sam that Kim was talking about classic. Everybody knows Monica wants Martell. You can see it when she's around him. Monica rebel for Aaron after cheating. True. Very, very true. Okay, so I do wonder will that bring in Monique and Warren to the show, and could her and Mel have some things to have that conversation, okay? But we see from the next episode that Martell and Mel will actually have a scene together because Martell bringing the kids to one of Mel's events because of course I'm gonna bring them to support their mom. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. However, y'all, I have to get off here because I have to get ready for work. Okay. I hope y'all enjoy this early morning live, which I know I rarely ever do. I will be live tonight. At 9 p.m. ish to review Housewives of Atlanta, honey. I cannot wait to get into that shit to read Marlo ask for filth again. Okay, when again? Because Marlo full of shit, and I'm like that needs to be acknowledged or whatever, and whatnot. But I appreciate y'all because I'm usually not on here early mornings and whatever, and we been on here for like an hour and a half. So I appreciate what I'm saying, y'all coming on through. For those who are watching live, for those who are rewatching on the replay, thank you as well. Okay, do not forget y'all to like the video. Okay, to subscribe to my channel, to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner around here. Okay. I hope the volume was good because again I'm on my phone. Okay, I did not feel like it on the computer. But I'm gonna go jump in the shower, put some clothes on or whatever, figure out what outfit I'm gonna wear for the day. I'll post my outfit later. I don't know what I'm gonna wear. I don't even feel like putting on clothes, but I may put on some bullshit today. This is kind of this is kind of chill out. Okay. We look, my mama said do this. My mama said do this. My mama said do this. Do this. Okay, you see the thing I'm doing? Liking and subscribing and all these things. Hey, mom, call you. Well, I'll call you later. I'm at work. But again, have a great day, y'all. Be blessed. Be positive. Look, start every day with some positivity. Okay, that's the only way to make it in this world. Okay, I love you all. I appreciate you all. Or whatever. Until next time, peace.